Welcome to the Wise Guides. I'm Evie. I'm your host, and I'm also a first-gen professional with over a decade of experience in corporate HR. I'm here to provide you with practical guides on how to increase your wealth and your happiness at work. Whether you're feeling like an imposter in that new job, juggling a million responsibilities, or just trying to get your foot in the door, this is your space to find real, no BS advice, hear from people who have already been there, and maybe even laugh a little along the way. So grab your coffee or your glass of wine, settle in, and let's dive into today's topic. You are exactly where you need to be. So you've been excelling at your job and you feel like you're ready for the next challenge, but what happens when you're not sure how to make the next move? Let's break it down together. In today's episodes of The Wise Guides, we're going to talk about how to navigate the confusing path towards a promotion. We'll discuss how to know when you're truly ready, how to position yourself for that next step, and the actionable steps you can take to actually make that happen. Getting promoted isn't just about being good at your job, and it's important to know that. It's about knowing how to advocate for yourself and also strategically positioning yourself for new opportunities. If you don't take the proactive steps, you might find yourself stuck in your current role a lot longer than necessary, and you might miss out on increased career growth and increased compensation, which we all know is really important. Many of us have been there and we feel like we're ready to take on more responsibility and more pay, but we don't really know how to actually navigate that, how to have the conversations with our boss, how to make sure they are in alignment with us and why we think we're ready for a promotion. You might be unsure how to approach your boss about this topic, and maybe you're worried about potential rejection or you're unclear about what's expected for that next role. I think this is an important topic to discuss, the alignment with your boss on whether you are ready for a promotion or not. I believe that it is crucial for you to be having conversations with your boss from the very first moment that you think you want to grow in a company. You want to start having these conversations way before you feel like you are ready for a promotion, because you want your boss to have clarity on what your goals are and where you're looking to grow within that organization. Those conversations are really beneficial. One is beneficial for you to communicate with your boss that you want an opportunity, so they know that you're invested in the company and that you want to grow in the company. But it's great for your boss as well, because when they're having conversations about who's strategically in the pipeline for the next opportunity, or who we can move from one place to the other, or who can take on an additional project, they can think of you because they know that you want to grow in that organization. So it's a win-win situation, but it requires you to bring it up to your boss and have that conversation up front. Again, you want to be having these conversations way before you think you're ready for a promotion. You probably want to start having these conversations after you've been with the company, maybe 6 months. You understand what the cycles of the company are, how the company grows, what your impact for that company is, and maybe you have an idea of a career path that you want to take within that company. Sometimes we're in a situation where we're a little unclear about how we can grow in a specific company because perhaps a role doesn't exist. Maybe your boss is taking up that role that you want to potentially grow into. So by having conversations up front with your manager about your desires to grow in the company, it opens up the possibilities for creativity. And by this, I mean, companies create roles all the time. And you can't believe that they will never create a role for you unless you raise your hand and say that you would be interested in a different kind of role. So it's important for you to have those conversations up front with your manager about your desires to grow in one specific area or the other, so that when they're thinking about creatively growing the company in one way or the other, they're thinking of you for that specific role. Sometimes companies create roles for people, and although that can come with its own sorts of challenges, I think it's important for you to know that if you are really interested in something specifically at a company and the company finds a value in that specific thing that you can do, the company can create a role for you to grow into that position. So don't ever discount the fact that you can go into a position that doesn't currently exist in an organization. When you feel like you are ready for promotion, the first thing you should do is a self-evaluation. You should first understand where your accomplishments are in that company and what value you bring to the table for that company. You should be able to clearly explain what value you bring to the table and how you can help that company grow and why it makes sense for you to move to that next level. It's important for you to have a personal understanding of where you're looking to grow in your career and how this next step will play into that overall picture of where you want to go. So, by conducting the self evaluation, you will have a total picture of your personal accomplishments, but you will also have an understanding of where this next step ties into your overall career path. As a part of your self evaluation, you also want to be gaining feedback from other people. You want to be able to understand other points of view about your performance. And this can be from people that are within the organization, but also maybe mentors in your wisdom circle outside of the organization. Ideally, the people that are outside of the organization have known you for a while and they know what your opportunities are for growth and can speak to some of the growth that you've had in the last 6 to 12 months. Also, in the organization, either speaking with your boss or your next level manager or anybody else that are stakeholders in the organization that maybe you work with on a consistent basis, they can help give you perspective about your benefits and the value that you bring to the table at that organization. Once you're done a self-evaluation, you want to do an evaluation on the company. So the next step, after you've already figured out what value you bring to the table, how you want to grow into the next step, and how that step in your career path can play into the bigger goal that you're looking to accomplish in your career, you now need to evaluate the company. First, is this company the place where I can actually grow? Have the roles available? Is any a potential that they would create a role for me if that role isn't currently available? Do I feel like they can move me into that role as quickly as I want to? Like, i.e., is the organization growing fast enough where they can promote me as quickly as I need to grow? And do I have alignment with my boss on my ability to grow to that next level? If you feel like the company that you're working for is the type of company that's growing fast enough, that understands the value that you bring to the table, and is the type of company that fits into your overall career plan, then it's time to have a conversation with your manager and really be transparent about the timeline in which you're looking to grow in that organization. It's very important to be very clear with your manager about your actual expectations. If you want to become a senior director and you feel like that path needs to be cleared for you in the next 6 or 12 months, you need to be able to communicate that clearly to your manager and explain the reasons why. At this point, you've already done a self-evaluation, so you have all of the notes that you need on all of your accomplishments and the value that you bring. It's important that you come to your manager with all of these details, all the facts, and all of the documentation that can show that you are ready for that next level. Ideally, this is not the first time you're having a conversation with your manager about you looking to grow in the company. Your manager should already know about your desires for development in the organization. And this conversation should just be about timing and you asking them for clarification on how quickly you can move into that role. Now, your manager can answer a few different ways. Your manager can say, this makes total sense. We believe that you should move to the next level. Let me take this information to, our HR team, our leadership, and see when we can make this happen. Or your manager can say, I don't really agree with some of the things you brought to the table and let's discuss it. It's very important to understand if there are any gaps in your point of view about your performance and your value, and your manager's point of view about your value to the organization. It's important for you all to close that level of alignment so that you can both be on the same page about the value that you bring to the table. And if your manager says, I don't believe that you're ready for this next level and this is why, then it's up to you to take that information and work with your manager on a game plan so that you can close those gaps. For example, if your manager says, you do really good on communicating and you do really good on following through on your projects, but you're really missing a little bit of leadership presence and public speaking skills when it comes to you delivering or presenting information about a project that you're working on. That's great information because now you know that that is a crucial piece for the organization and you need that in order to grow to the next level. So in order to get that, you can look for some development opportunities, both through taking courses, like going online and looking for courses that can help you get better in this area, but also by taking on additional projects and additional opportunities where you can showcase your growth in this specific area. It's important for you to have this two-way communication with your manager so that they know that this is something that you're actively working on and they can see your growth as you're working on this over the next 3 to 6 months. And again, it's about continuously having these conversations with your manager so that you're both on the same page about where you're looking to go and where you're looking to grow. And then, of course, there's the possibility that either the company is not the place where you feel like you can grow, the company is not growing fast enough, or you feel like you and your manager are never going to find alignment in both understanding that you bring value to the table for that company. At that point, it's up to you to figure out where you can grow that's outside of that organization, and it's time for you to pivot. It's important for you to stay true to what your desires are. So if you're looking to grow in your career, you can't stay stuck and waiting for an organization to move you forward. If you truly believe in your skills and the value that you have, it's absolutely time for you to explore the playing field and get out there. Start updating your resume, start updating your LinkedIn, start networking with people so that you can see what's available for you in the market at that next level where you're looking to go. If you've reached this point where you believe that you're ready for a promotion and there's some kind of disalignment with your current organization, it's important for you to take swift action. Because if not, what's going to end up happening is you're going to stay in that organization for a while. You're going to become frustrated because you're not moving up in your career and you're not increasing yourself or your wealth financially. You're stuck in a place for a longer time. And in the future, the only person to blame will be yourself, unfortunately, because maybe you didn't take enough action when you knew that you already needed to. The path to promotion is not easy at all and is not just about being great at your job. It also comes with you being able to advocate for yourself, you being honest with yourself in your self-evaluation, and you being able to present your value in a clear manner to your next level in your leadership at your organization. And it's also the courage to potentially make a change when the organization that you're in does not align with where you want to go to in your career. It's a difficult path to take, but it's a necessary path to take when you are somebody who is looking to grow and thrive in your career. Make sure to check out the show notes for a detailed guide on how to address wanting a promotion, but not having a clear action plan on how to get there. And just like that, you've received your dose of work wisdom. I hope you're walking away with something that makes you feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more seen, and a whole lot more capable. Remember that the journey is yours. There's no one right way to do it, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. If today's topic hit home for you and you're thinking you can use a little extra support, I'd love to chat one-on-one. Head over to the show notes so you can figure out how to book some time with me. And if you enjoyed hanging out with me, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. And if you're feeling a little generous, please leave a quick review. It can help more people like us find the show. Plus, I'd love to hear what you think. Let's keep the conversation going. Follow me on Instagram at WorkWiseGuide.